welcome to Unit 10, Day 6. We're going to look at the surface area and volume of spheres and hemispheres. My formulas that we're going to use for spheres are for surface area 4 pi r squared and for volume 4/3 pi r cubed. So the only thing we need to know about our sphere is the radius. That's all we need to know. Notice this is the first time we don't have a lateral and a total surface area, because in a sphere there is no base. We don't differentiate between a surface area and a lateral surface area. So let's find the surface area and volume of this sphere here. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to write my formula. Surface area equals 4 pi r squared, so that I can fill in my radius. My radius, remember, is from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. So in a sphere, it's from the center of the sphere to the edge of the sphere, just like in a circle. Okay, now they have given me the diameter, so I just need to take that 15.6 and divide it in half to get my radius of 7.8. Okay, now just like when we work with circles and cylinders and we end up using pi and we have our exact answer and our rounded answer, we're going to do the same thing with our spheres. So I'm going to do 4 times 7.8 squared without the pi. 4 times 7.8 squared. And notice I'm just missing the pi in there out of my formula. When I hit enter, I get 243.36 and then pi. Okay, because I didn't put the pi in the calculator, I still need to write it over here. And this is area, so it's of course inches squared. My approximate answer, I just need to take this number and multiply it times pi. Second and the up arrow gives me pi. And I get 764.53. And then after the 3 is a 7, but after that is a 9. So I do need to bump that up to an 8, and these are square inches. Both of these answers are correct. Oops. Can't see the dot there now. My box overshadowed it. Okay, let's look at the volume. Volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. So my volume equals 4/3 pi times my radius cubed to the third power. My radius is still 7.8. When we put this one in the calculator without the pi, 4/3, 4 divided by 3, times 7.8. Now to raise to the third power. Notice I used the x squared button to raise something to the second power to square something. But to cube something or to raise something to the third power, we don't have an x to the third button. So what we do is we hit this little up arrow where the pi symbol is. That up arrow is called a caret, and when we click it, notice it puts a little box up here and says, what would you like to raise the 7.8 to? I want to raise it to the third power. Okay. If you ever need to type something after that that's not part of the exponent, you do need to hit this right arrow so that you can see the cursor move back out of that exponent. In this case, I didn't need to do that because that's all I'm putting in the calculator. And I get my volume equals 632.736 pi, because I didn't put the pi in the calculator. When I put the pi in the calculator, if I hit times, so it takes that previous answer in the calculator, times pi, I get 1,987.788, but after the 8 is a 7, so I'm going to bump that up. So 0.799. And these are still inches, but now they're inches cubed. Oops. So here is my volume of this sphere. Okay, let's look at one more. Find the surface area and volume of the sphere below. Okay, so my formula for surface area is 4 pi r squared. So my surface area, 4 pi r squared. So surface area equals 4 pi r squared. My radius here, we can see in the picture they've already given to me, it is 3. So 4 pi r squared, 3 squared is 9, and 9 times 4 is 36 pi. And again, you don't have to do that in your head. You can do that with the calculator. Use your calculator, if nothing else, to just verify. This is my exact answer, feet squared. My approximate answer, I need to multiply the 36 times pi. And I get 113.097 feet squared. And again, 097, after the 7 is a 3, so I don't have to bump that up. Both of these answers are good answers. Okay, let's look at volume. My volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed to the third power. So my volume equals 4/3 pi times the radius to the third power. And my radius is 3. This one, when you're doing it in your head, make sure you really are going 3 times 3 times 3 and not just 3 times 3, right? So 3 to the third power is really 27, okay? 3 to the third power is my 27, okay? But again, the 4/3, you might not want to do that part in your head. So let's do 4 divided by 3 times 3. Hit that little up arrow below the clear where the pi button is so that you can raise it to the third power, and hit enter, and we get 36 pi. So my volume equals 36 times pi, or is approximately equal to, I should say, approximately equal to 113.097. Now, it looks like these two answers are the same, which again doesn't always happen. It's just kind of one of those rare, weird things that happened here. But they are not the same answer because feet squared is very different from feet cubed. So they are very different answers that just happen to have the same numbers. Okay, so square feet are like how many tiles you would need to put down on the floor. How many flat tiles would go on the floor? Cubic feet is how many cubes that are 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot you would use to fill up the space. Okay, so they are very different. Okay, in the next video, we're going to look at a hemisphere. And in my hemisphere, I will have lateral areas and total surface areas. So make sure you come on back so that we can discuss the hemisphere. Thank you so much for watching.